Thank you to SnakeStone97 for their generous donation on Patreon.
I could watch him strip all day, but it was more reassuring to see him wearing the clothes I first saw him in. He struggles for a second to close the final button on his shorts, but manages to suck his belly in long enough to hook it through. Whew, good to go. He grabs his shorts and a few other items. His fucking underwear is showing. And it's the radical 80s, man. He grabs his shorts and a few other items, tossing them in a bag, zips them up, and throws them over his shoulders. He pauses as if he's about to say something to me and stops, looking away. We stood there for a minute, neither of us really sure what to say. Yeah, this isn't like Mark, where he had an apartment all to himself, unless Gabe's got his... Well, Gabe lives at home, doesn't he? Well, unless he's got a dorm room all to himself, which would be awfully fucking convenient, wouldn't it? Well, I guess I have to go now. Yeah, I imagine you're busy. School and all. Not really. I'm meeting some friends at the mall. Kinda promised I'd go. Hey, Jug, it's okay. Keeping your promises is important. Promises. I guess I'll just stay here until tomorrow? Huh? No way. I'll, come back for you once we're done hanging out. Couple hours, tops. Caesar might want us to come over and smoke, though. Why would they need to go somewhere specific just to smoke cigarettes? They're gonna get Gray high. Why can't Gray come and hang out, man? Why can't Gray come and hang out with the buds? Don't change your plans just for my sake. I'll be okay. It's not the strangest place I've stayed before. He seems dissatisfied leaving things like that, but we don't have a lot of options here. Even if I left the campus, it's likely I'd just get lost wandering around LA, and then we wouldn't be able to find each other again. Between waiting here for Chug and trying to chase down that coach for answers, I'd rather just wait. Classes are done for the day, so we probably are the only ones left in the building now. You could, sleep on one of the gym mats or something. I pat his shoulder, sad we couldn't hang out more. I have 1,000 questions about everything, but I don't expect him to uproot his entire life for me. No one else ever has, nor should they have. He turns to head out, and I wave him off. He looks back at me a few times, sadly, before he's out of view. It takes a few seconds before it all hits me. My body feels heavy, and I slam into a locker, my head buzzing as I try to digest everything that just happened. I was chased by some nightmare and ended up in that place. I met everyone, and then they disappeared. I picked up Chug's card and was teleported to California. And now I'm playing the part of a secret pet being hidden away from the world. My instinct is screaming at me to forget all of this and run home, apologize to everyone for the note, and pretend like nothing happened. But part of me wants to see where this goes. All of this must be connected somehow. Me being here must be for a reason. And if Virgil is responsible, that means Chug could be in danger. I just had a horrible thought. But I can't dwell on that right now. I head back out towards the pool. I was so in shock earlier I didn't realize it was outdoors. Warm breeze hits me as I open the door, welcoming me to my first view of where I ended up. Rows of buildings surround the massive pool area. The pool itself is Olympic-sized. The water is impossibly bright shades of blue. It's so blue it makes me uncomfortable. Walking the length of it, I realized how fast Chug must have run to pull me out of the deep end in time. The locker room entrance was at least a 3-minute walk from the diving section, plus he still had to carry me back inside. Maybe it was just adrenaline, or he's just that strong. I stare out at the area sectioned off for swimming laps. I could easily imagine him zipping back and forth in seconds, his fins slicing through the water like butter. I reached the gate leading out to the rest of the campus and closed it behind me, pausing to listen for any people before continuing on. It really is dead. The absence of stragglers on a campus this huge isn't lost on me, and I wonder if there's an event or something going on. I want to get a better view from up high, but I don't want to risk walking into a random building and getting caught. I better wait until dark to head inside. I walk further down the cement road, past some empty grass fields, when something in the distance catches my eye. Bleachers. A football field, maybe? I bet I could get a better look at where I am from up there. I pick up the pace and start jogging towards an opening behind one of the goalposts. My suspicions were correct, and I trot onto a grassy field covered in chalk lines. A single lonely row of bleachers makes up the southern wall. Must be a practice field or something. No way the whole school could fit in here. I shrug and start trotting up the row of seats, the blue sky overhead growing milkier as layers of atmosphere come into focus in the distance. My thighs start to burn. I'm really out of shape. Or maybe I'm just exhausted. Either way, I reach the top, out of breath and holding my knees. Fuck. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to ask Chug to work out with me. I finally look up and see a blurry city in the distance. The buildings are taller than I expected. Like, really tall. The city itself stretches out beyond where I can see. Tiny moving lights that must be cars cluster along raised stretches of road that intersect in dizzying ways. I try to look for ways to enter the city on foot, but only see more highways branching from it on an octopus's tentacles. I strain my eyes to get a better idea of what I'm looking at, but the bottom half of the city is distorted from the heat. I tug at my collar, now feeling my scalp burning from the intense sunlight. It really is the Sunshine State. Oh, wait, no, that's Florida. Well, this should be the Sunshine State. Feeling like I'm melting, I head back down the steps, stopping to sit on the bottom row. The wall of seats above me cast a shadow across the field, creating a pocket of cool air I could exist in comfortably. Well, I guess there's no way to get out of here without a car. Could always try hitchhiking if things with Chug don't... Hey! What is that? I look around frantically. His voice is echoing through the campus, and I can't pinpoint where it's coming from. Little dude! Behind you! Walk around the bleachers and find him leaning on the wall, drinking from a tiny can, holding a strange-looking bag in his other hand. Drugs are bad! Gabriel is here to deliver a drug PSA. Chug? Why are you back so soon? He chugs the... Oh, I get it now. He chugs the rest of the drink, and crushes it against his forehead before tossing it in a nearby trash can. I didn't feel comfortable just leaving you here, dude. It was a bogus move. The way he talks sounds 90s. But everything is screaming 80s. I walk over and pat him on the shoulder. There's no reason he should blame himself. It's fine. What else were you supposed to do? You're my friend. I'm not leaving you again. Again? Did you... Yeah. Bits and pieces. The second I started riding away from here, I just felt really sad. Like I was leaving something really important behind and that I'd made this mistake before. A tear trickles down his face and he wipes it away angrily. Any lingering shred of doubt I had about him just melted away. I'm really trying to remember, dude. I swear. He hits himself in the head with surprising force, making me jump back. Just stuck in my dumb old head. He rears back to hit himself again, and I grab his arm before he can. I know! I believe you! Stop it! He puts his arm down and nods, still sniffling. So, you want me to come with you then? Yeah. I can't let you fend for yourself out here alone. It wouldn't be right. You can come to the mall with me and meet my other friends. Yeah, Gray goes to the mall. Then we're gonna get high off our ass. Woo! I'm sure if this is gonna... Oh, man. What are they like? A little weird, but they're good people. For the most part. Oh, no. No. Most part. Oh, no. I'm sure once they get to know you, we'll all get along. I think back to my own blended group of childhood friends and nod. I'm willing to put in the work if they're people Chug trusts. Oh, boy. Suddenly my stomach growls loudly. Fucking love this expression. I love this expression on fucking Gray's face. He laughs and digs into the bag he brought. I had a feeling you'd need something to eat even if you decided to stay here. I stopped at a tamale cart on Le Conte. Le Conte? I don't know. Le Conte? I don't know how to fuck... I don't know how streets are pronounced. Here. He hands me a little green bundle wrapped in with corn silk. What? Oh. He literally just described what it was, and I'm like, what the hell's that? I don't know. I'm sorry. He hands me a little green bundle wrapped with corn silk. The smell hits me and my stomach my stomach begins to water. That's a medical condition. My mouth begins to water. I haven't had a tamale since I was a kid. Some migrant workers came through New Orleans. Nolans. He's got to say Nolans. After a huge drought struck Texas. Some women set up these little stands and me and the gang would buy as many as we could carry. I tried to explain the flavor to our chefs, but they could never properly recreate it. He stares at me as I carefully unwrap it and dig into its contents, savoring every well-seasoned bite. I lick my fingers clean and grab another. Chug laughs and gives me a thumbs up, nodding in approval. Whoa, little dude knows what's up. I sort of expected you to just bite through the husk. What kind of monster would do that? Let's just say there are people who don't know any better and leave it at that. I know what he meant. Can't blame him for thinking I'd fall into that category just looking at me. I shudder thinking back at the time Jules tricked me into eating a raw corn cob. That mistake stayed with me for a whole week. We eat a few more tamales and tossing the remains in a bag. Once we're done, he tosses the whole thing in the trash, to my bewilderment. Wait, don't you want to use the bag again? Huh? Dude, it's just plastic. I'm not that poor. Huh? There's no way that bag is made of plastic. I'd seen that material around my dad's shop. It's rock solid. Oh, you Grandpa Gray. Hey, shake off that weird comment and follow him to the parking lot. It's mostly empty, apart from a few oddly shaped cars. This is not a mostly empty parking lot. Die Jesus! I'm just fucking with you. The one we walked past is a boxy, angular model with doors painted a different color from the rest of it. Plymouth Sapporo. was emblazoned across the grill. I could have sworn that it was a relatively new company, last I checked. Surprised to see a new model of car on the road so soon, and this far west even. He still thinks that it's the times. Okay. This way. I continue to follow him, though I can't help but think, looking back at that car, something about it made me feel extremely uneasy. Nothing looks right. I'm so distracted I don't notice that Chug stopped. I bump into his back, hardly budging him an inch. So, where's your ride? She's right here, silly. Ring, ring. I peek around his side and see a shiny red bicycle. There's a strange series of gears underneath the spokes, and the bolts on the back wheels stick out more than necessary. Probably got a playing card in the spokes. He swings a leg over and sits down, the metal frame creaking under his weight. I can barely see any of the bike past his bulk, save for the handlebars. He pats behind him as if to say, get on. There's no way we're gonna both fit on that thing. There isn't even any space left on the seat with his massive tail lying on top of it. Dude, don't worry. I do this with my cousins all the time, and you're way skinnier than most of them. You see those pegs on the back wheels? Just stand on those and hold on to me, and we'll be fine. Are you insane? He laughs and backs up the bike. He laughs and bikes the bike. Fuck! He laughs and backs the bike up towards me. If your legs get tired, you can sit on my tail. Just make sure you don't let go if you don't want to end up roadkill. That's a fucked up thing to say to a possum. This is undoubtedly a terrible idea, but if he says it's safe... I sigh and awkwardly try to swing my legs around his tail, then lose my balance, sliding down the length of it to the ground. Not to be discouraged, I try it from the side this time, using his shoulders to keep my balance. I successfully get into position and step up onto the pegs, slapping his back to let him know we're in business. Let's go! The little text moving touch. That's a nice touch. Good job, man. So green this is. Even the stop sign is green. Haha, the music. Nice little touch. God damn, the little touches in this game are so nice. He pushes off and I immediately fall into him as we lurch forward. He struggles with the first few pumps, but eventually we reach a slope and pick up speed. I stay glued to his back, not wanting to risk shifting our weight, or worse, seeing how fast we were actually going. Doing it this way is actually kind of nice. The wind feels good, and besides the occasional bump in the road, the ride's smooth. So long as I keep looking at his back, and holding on to him. A loud honk bursts through my thoughts, and I nearly jump, forgetting we're in motion. We turn sharply, and I lose my grip for a moment, feeling the inertia pull me away. I retaliate and wrap my arms around his middle tightly, burying my face in his back and keeping my eyes shut tightly. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to say that, but I have heard versions of that. Hey, you know a bit of Spanish. Can you say that accurately? She started to laugh.
Fuck you.
I'm not saying this as a joke. I don't want to say that wrong.
Oh, hijo de puta.
You gotta say it up here, bro.
No, fuck you.
What? No, what the fuck?
I'm not gonna swear on the internet.
What? Have you met yourself?
Yeah, and I'm putting my foot down.
You're leaving me in the lurch, man.
Hijo
Hijo
de
de what?
who?
Poo?
No, you gotta have that H
Pooh. Ta. She's coaching me from the bathroom. Thanks. You could have just said it. You could have just said it. Ew, the puta! He almost hit us, man! Sorry, you alright? I think so. I'm about to turn on this sunset. Hold tight. Hey, look at that. See, I mentioned this in the smoke room where they took some of the pictures that had multiple human figures and they added animal qualities to make them obviously the furry characters. And this is a little fucking harder because you've got like known human people. You got Cher up there, but so you had to add fucking like, you know, feline qualities to Cher. You got like a bird person back there. They've made the effort to transform the world a little more. I appreciate this. The effort was made, and I appreciate it. I nod into his back as we turn onto a wider road with pavement much more worn than that of the one we just left. Cars are moving faster here, zipping by us at incredible speeds. This certainly doesn't feel safe, but Chug relaxes his muscles under me, giving me a modicum of reassurance. Traffic's moving pretty good today. We'll get there in a few minutes. You're doing great, little dude. I can barely hear him over the sound of cars whipping by and the thunderous thump of my heart beating inside my chest. Gotta think of something calming. Slow ripples emanating from the center of a clear pond. Golden fields of grain. When Simone used to let me lay on her tits. Suddenly we turn again and screech to a halt. I hear the sounds of people, and I hear the sounds of people and feel Chug knock the kickstand down. We're here. Come on, you can let go now. I peel myself off him and hop off the back of the bike. My crotch is numb from being squished against his tail and starts to feel like pins and needles. I try to shake some sensation back into my body when I look up and see where he's brought me. Badass, ain't it? I would have no idea what the fuck to make of this building, let alone some motherfucker from the 20s. They only finished it a year ago, and there's already over 100 stores inside. They even sell computer stuff. Computer stuff. That's still not definitive enough because... There were computers. There were very limited kinds of computers in the 80s. Ah, God. Just give me a calendar or something, please. You're breaking my mind over here. Gray is just saying nothing. He's got nothing to go off of here.